This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning, dear members, industry colleagues, and respected speakers. A hearty welcome to all of you to today's web seminar on Future of Machinery Safety, organized by the German Engineering Federation, VDMA, with Schmersal India. We hope all of you and your family and colleagues are safe and doing well. I am Jamli, based out of the Mumbai office of VDMA, and I'll be taking you through this session today. Before we continue, I'd like to remind all of you that for optimal viewing experience, kindly select the View Active Cameras option on your screen. Kindly turn off or mute your microphone and keep it always in the red mode. And please post your questions in the chat box. So you could continue to post your questions during the entire session, and they'll be answered in the last leg of the web seminar during the Q&A. Next slide. VDMA is committed and always will be committed to India. VDMA, the Mechanical Engineering Industry Association, was founded in November 1892 and is the most important voice for the mechanical engineering industry. VDMA represents around 3,300 mostly medium-sized companies, making it the largest industry association in Europe, with its members contributing to 78% as exports, which is equivalent to 232 billion euro production. Recognizing the very early significance of India as a future market for our member companies, India was one of the first overseas offices amongst the BRIC countries. VDMA has been the only German industrial association having well-established offices in India since several years, with our presence now in Noida, Kolkata, Mumbai, and Bangalore. Next slide. For today's web seminar, we shall have a short address from Mr. Rajesh Nath, Managing Director, VDMA India, and this will be followed by the presentation from Mr. Sagar Bhosle, the Managing Director of Schmersal India, giving us an overview on futuristic machine safety solutions. Mr. Ramji Singh, the Vice President, Sales and Marketing, and Mr. Prashant Darande, who's the Head of Industry Verticals at Schmersal, shall give us the details on Schmersal offerings for the pandemic. This will be followed by the Q&A session, and Mr. Nath will then conclude. With no further delay, I'd like to hand it over to you, Mr. Nath. Thank you.
Yeah, good morning, members and friends from the industry. Welcome to the web seminar on the relevant and pertinent topic of future of safety by German engineers. Yeah, friends, the last 7 months have been unprecedented, with the pandemic affecting 217 countries and infecting more than 36 million people. COVID-19 has presented one of the most formidable challenges in recent history to the government, businesses, and the society. Many consider it to be the ultimate tipping point for the 21st century. The pandemic is a wake-up call for companies to have a plan to deal with disruptions to ensure business continuity. It is also a watershed moment that will signal the fast-track acceleration process for digitization throughout society. Friends, the world is moving towards innovation and digitization. IoT is greatly benefiting the manufacturing domain by infusing innovations in the manufacturing sector. Here I would specifically like to mention these smart sensors. Smart sensors connect disparate devices and systems and enable different machines to interact with each other, allowing manufacturers to monitor equipment and systems in every plant. Smart sensors enable the companies to produce in a more transparent, efficient, and profitable manner, ensuring that security is an important function and aspect of sensors. Sensors play an important role in manufacturing. Sensors serve several purposes, friends. While on one hand, they help in ensuring the safety of the manufacturing processes by preventing accidents in case of any emergency. Sensors also help in inspection of manufactured parts. They allow checking of high production rate operation and ensure good repeat accuracy of checking and can be used to manage objects flow. Advanced manufacturing technology is rapidly transforming the global manufacturing landscape. Robots have typically been segregated from humans for safety reasons, but improvements mean they are now poised to take on wider variety of tasks and are safer to be operated by and around the human workforce. Sensors installed in automation using robots make the process safer for the manual labor operating around the robots. The purpose of sensors is to inspect work in progress, to monitor the work in progress interface with the manufacturing equipment, and to allow self-monitoring of manufacturing by the manufacturing system's own computer. With the advent of new technologies such as sensors, Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, etc., the process of safe manufacturing is undergoing changes, and companies are working with their partners to anticipate these changes. Safe manufacturing processes can be categorized in two broad sections: worker safety and workplace safety. Worker safety. When it comes to worker safety, various wearable devices can be deployed that can be easily integrated with the enterprise systems to ensure safety. Wearables can be used for location detection of a worker and the monitoring. In case of any unusual detection, it can trigger an alert to the immediate manager. The system creates a safe manufacturing environment for the workforce. Workplace safety can be categorized under two subcategories: asset safety and safe processes. In case of asset safety, a sensor and condition-based monitoring is recommended, which can increase the routine of the machine by optimizing mean time to repair and mean time between failures. Real-time condition-based monitoring also gives rise to the overall asset performance management and overall equipment effectiveness. Equipment effectiveness improvements using machine learning and predictive framework. For safe practices, wherever possible, sensors can be deployed to monitor the threshold values to trigger alarms. Additionally, worker wearables can be enabled to report some of the safety hazard situations, such as air quality, gas leakage, with location information, and can also be equipped with an emergency button for workers to raise appropriate alarm. Friends, I would now like to invite Mr. Sagar Bhosle, Mr. Ramji Singh, and Mr. Prashant Irande to highlight the safety solutions offered by Shmehzad. Friends, in this period of pandemic, this gains special significance. So over to you, Sagar, and we look forward to the presentation from you and your team.
Okay, Mr. Nath. Jimli, thanks for the introduction. And actually, Mr. Nath actually summed up how the machine safety would be in future. So my task is now more easy, that I have to delve into more specific details to take you through the safety futuristic solutions. So it's like gazing into a crystal ball, how the safety market would evolve. While we start, I would like to mention that the past couple of weeks were very nostalgic for Schmersal because we completed 75 years of our organization. So if you see, we formed this company. Our company was formed about 75 years back, and it's a long journey in the safety which we are having over the past years. And we always have stuck to our motto of making the man and machine safe over the past 75 years. Some of the photographs from our production, if you can see here, this is the production line, and surprisingly, the first product of Schmersal, actually not related to any sensor. Another important point which we just realized during our last couple of weeks, that the first sensors and the products of Schmersal were not sold. They were traded for getting other goods and services at those times. So coming from over the 75 years, today Schmersal is having about 41,000 customers. It has about 16,000 products, 7 manufacturing sites across the globe. 4 are in Germany, 1 in Brazil, 1 in China, and 1 in India. But all of them work towards one common goal of man and machine safety. Coming to India, this is we are located here in Pune. This is our headquarters in the MIDC of Ranjangaon in Pune. Our journey in India was also more or less quite interesting. We started in 2007 with the inception of Schmersal with 3 employees. But at that time, over the next couple of years, we realized that we needed to have a manufacturing facility. So we started building, and in 2013, we had our manufacturing setup established in Pune. After the manufacturing setup, the next step was to increase our reach to the customers. This was done through the formation of the Free Trade Warehouse Zone and the Export-Oriented Unit. This Free Trade Warehouse Zone allows us to supply to customers who have special import benefits from the government of India. After being successful with the EOU and the Free Trade Warehouse Zones, the group decided to have a global IT center here in India. So we have a support center here in Pune, which caters not only to India, but to the global IT requirements. Very soon, it was also established that we could start our engineering center. So the engineering center was started in 2019, again, a global engineering center to cater to the development of the needs for the futuristic solutions, which we are going to talk in the next slides. And finally, the export-oriented unit. The export-oriented unit, in the case of pandemic, even in the last month, we were able to inaugurate and move into a bigger area. So coming to our main topic today of safety. When we talk of futuristic solutions, the most important thing is to evaluate where we are today with respect to our earlier days of machine safety in India. So if you see today, earlier safety was considered as not necessary. But today we see that over the past couple of decades, people know it's quite useful. Earlier, there was a lack of knowledge, but due to the internet and the various manufacturers who are there in India, the knowledge about safety is now easily available and imbibed by the customers. There was a myth that safety should not be implemented, it reduces productivity. But then today we are in a stage where a proper use of a control circuit aids in productivity. And the most important, give safety only if the customer asks and demand for it. But today we have many manufacturers and users who implement safety by default, not waiting for any of the needs from the customers. So if we look into the crystal ball and try to evaluate where we would be in terms of future. So in case of the safety today, which we know today, that people know it is useful, but in future, it will be mandatory. And there is a very strong reason for this becoming mandatory in near future is because you know that there are global IEC standards and ISO. We have something called as a machinery directive for Europe. And similar to this, what you can correlate to India is the Factories Act. But then we need a detailed standards which are needed in India, which can be used by the Indian manufacturers in their plants and machines. So very soon, BIS has adopted about 32 ISO standards into India, and this will be released soon. And we are very sure that this will give a lot of knowledge as well as an impetus to make the machines mandatorily safe here in India. The next trend, what we see is the availability of the knowledge. And we know that the available knowledge will in future lead to certified consultants. So instead of the knowledge being available externally, more and more companies and organizations will try to develop consultants who will be based in-house, working on their own machines and processes. This is a trend which is already started and will soon catch up. In terms of productivity, the next steps would be the intelligent sensors. And this would help us a lot in many areas, especially things like the predictive maintenance. Just to give you an example, this is a layout of a typical shop floor, how we see. And on the right, we normally have a dashboard, a cockpit. This is available either in the plant or in the headquarters, or it can be available in a mobile, or it can be anywhere where the person is carrying the connectivity with him. So in cases where you have a door open, you immediately get a remote signal because you have used intelligent sensors which not only give safety but are also able to communicate the status of the sensors. Suppose if you have an area where there is an opening and closing of the door, with data analytics, you can plot the number of opening and closing of the doors as compared to the standard number of operations. Once you see a deviation, it is very easy that you will have to find out and work out why this door is required to be opened more frequently as compared to the normal operations. So whether it is a sensor failure or whether it is an application issue or whether the operator is not trained. These could be the possible cases which can be evaluated. And of course, any machine failing at the site will also give you not only an indication, but with the intelligent diagnostics, it will also give you remotely what was the cause of the failure of the sensor. So one part is the indicative safety, but other is the troubleshooting. Many a times today, when we have an issue at the site, we have to call back the customer service executive in the company who is sitting at a remote place. But what would happen in future? The people at the site would be able to give a very clear image or the information about the process to a service guy who is sitting at a remote location, preferably in the company. He will be able to analyze and he can accurately pinpoint where is the fault to a user who is in front of the machine, and it can be in completely different cities and countries also. So here you see this technology will move in this direction because it is beneficial to both the user. He doesn't have to wait for a couple of days till the time the service guy actually travels to his place. And it is also very useful for the manufacturers, the people who are the service providers. Because a person who used to do about one call in 2 days now can attend 4 or 5 calls in one single day. So this is a technology which will surely come up, and there are many applications like ExpertEye. I think my colleagues will show you a short demonstration of this, but then this can be the tools which can be used for future. The other part is that machine safety we know is by default, but then the major thing which we will see is that the machine assessment which is done today is done on the installed machines, but in future this assessment will be done in the design stage itself. We try to incorporate the safety features in the design itself so that we don't have to work on the machines for safety after they are completely ready. The other trend which is coming is the customization. Today, everyone wants customization. So these are the typical footwears, if you recall, we use in our times. But now it is possible to customize this footwear with your name, with the color of laces, with the pads which you want. This trend will also be soon reflected in safety. So instead of having different products, you can configure one single product for your own application. So here you see we have the controllers, which will be not different for different machines. They will not be programmed, but you can program it for your individual machine. So the program is pre-fed, it is fed into the controller, and that will be a part of a single machine. This will make it much more economical. There will be no programming and application services, and it is a very good application solutions for many small machines where a controller is what you can say customized for one particular application of a machine. The next changes which we are sure is in the technology. We have moved from contact to non-contact over the past couple of decades, but the technology now is what we call as RFID, and it is a very technology which has already caught up in many of our sensors. So with these sensors, with the RFID technology, you can not only get the status of the sensor, but you are able to do all the diagnostics which are needed with the sensors. So typically you will have the 8-pin sensors where you have the status as well as all the indications which are available from the machine. The next technology is the Bluetooth, which will make our life much more easier, and also the serial diagnostics. If you see, all this is a part of Industry 4.0, which is fastly catching up. Just to show you an example how life becomes easier is from a live example when we talk of a light curtain, a safety light curtain. Now, these light curtains, the most difficult task when we have the usage of these light curtains is the proper installation and the alignments. But with the help of technology, which is becoming more and more easily available, now you can have an app, and based on the app, you can actually program the entire light curtain. So here you see that there is a light curtain and the application. This application can be downloaded and you can select the exact product which you are going to configure. And the most important thing you see is the real-time data. You have all the applications, you can program the applications, and the most important and the difficult part is the alignment. So when you see, the alignment has to be done accurately, and you can see in the application which beams are actually synchronized and what is the status and how is the quality of the signal which is available. This data can also be easily transferred. The app can give many features, not only of the alignments, but it can also indicate the typical issues what we have in the industry, that whether the typical voltage is available or not, what is the level, whether it is a 24 volts or whether you are still getting 19 volts, which can cause the malfunction. So the apps makes the life very easier. The future is also for diagnostics. To know your heart rate, you don't have to put a lot of wires on your heart and connect to a machine. You easily get it on your smart watches now. And same will follow. All the devices, all the sensors which are used in the industry will be able to indicate how much life is still pending of these devices, which is a very useful information for the user. Not only this, it will also indicate when you need to order this. If the end of life is coming, it will indicate you need to order this. Not only that, even after you have ordered and got the product, it will also show you the manual of how this product has to be correctly installed and used. So diagnostics is one of the areas, and the other area which we see in common life is that we don't want different devices for different applications. We want all in one, something like a Swiss knife. And this will also reflect in the sensors. So earlier, whenever we used to select the sensors or the control devices, or typically the safety relays, we had different relays for different applications, say for e-stop, two-hand controls, or any other applications. But now you will have a possibility of one single relay in future, and there will be a toggle which will help you to adjust not only the programs, the safety function which you want, but it will also give you a chance to adjust the time delays and do a much more accurate setting for a machine. So a lot of devices, but you will have all the functions in one device.
Due to the bistable operating
Similarly,
principle, the
for
last locking
devices
position of
like the
the
interlock, or power to unlock. If you go to power to lock, then you have to do a design risk assessment. But suppose if you have a device which is bistable and you do not need to select whether it is a power to lock or a unlock. So this device, the devices in future will eliminate the chances of errors by the selection of the users. The systems will be more and more general, easily usable by the customers, and much more accurate. Like the devices will be able to know the last position in case of a power failure. It will also ensure that it remains locked. It would not be able to open. And also, you need not differentiate between a power to lock or a power to unlock. So you would get much more easier and a correct product when you select this. The chances of error are drastically reduced when you have such common solutions. The other area which will be affected is that there will be demand for customer specific sensors. So in areas like hygiene, you will not use a normal sensor, you will use a hygienically safe sensors. So whether it is the control devices, whether it is the interlocks, these have to be hygienically safe. Not only from hygiene, but also from the attacks areas. We will have specific demands of the customers to take care of this. The basic structure of automation, how this will look, the safety automation. We are aware about this typical pyramid where we have the field sensors, we have the control level, and we have the process management level as on date. But how would this look in future? In future also, the field level and the sensors would be there, but you see there is a lot of intelligence which has already moved into the field sensor level. There will be a connectivity level, and then there will be local automation cloud, or also we can have the data on the cloud. So from a triangle, we move to a T structure. You see that the control level has actually moved into both the domains. It does not exist currently because it is replaced by a connectivity band, but it will move both into the cloud and the sensors. This will be the basis model for all the future designs of the safety circuits. The other thing is the availability of the information on the net. There are currently a lot of softwares which are available on the net, which are free of cost. The user even today can download this tool, which is used for the validation of the machine. He can do it himself. He need not depend on anyone to know how his machine is safe. Not only for finding the validations, but even while designing the machines, even while designing the circuits, the softwares are available and it is very easy to configure. You can select a field box, and depending upon the devices, you can easily drag, drop down. You will be able to easily configure the circuits. When you use the softwares, you are able to configure, you are able to get the cable lengths, you are able to know the voltages, what would happen, and of course, you get a complete bill of material from this software, which can be easily sent and which can be easily worked upon for all the future needs. So use of softwares which are available in the net from the manufacturers would be a very important aspect for all the future users. And how would the model look of the safety business? Today, if we talk of our applications, we buy them and we use them for life. But what is changing now is we have seen that we are moving into a cloud level. So here you can have a Word or an Excel application for only 1 year, or you can even subscribe it only for 1 month. Similarly, in terms of services, instead of safety services would move from a CapEx to a SaaS model where you will have small increments which you can spend for safety and gradually build it over the years to achieve your final goal of achieving a complete safety. So when we say SaaS, instead of software as a service, this could be easily applicable for safety as a service in future. And the customers, will our customers remain the same? Maybe or may not be. If you see any safety company has these typical manufacturers and users who are the customer. But let us not be surprised if the future customers would be the IT giants. These companies would have a much better knowledge about the software and infrastructure, and we could also have a different shift from the regular customers to these type of IT consultants who could be also our final customers. We will have to work very closely with them. So when we talk of future of a machine safety, the only thing what we can say, the safety which is visible today will always be there, but it will never be visible to a naked eye. Let's see the small video, and I will conclude with this small video, which will give you a glimpse of how the safety would be there in future for sure. It's just a matter of time.
हाँ.
So,
yes, so thank you, Sagar, for briefing us about our future of safety. But good morning to all of you. Basically, you know the current pandemic issue, and we all are suffering, and still we are in the same mode. We are not finding much improvement. So, being a safety company, as you know, the Simersal brand is for man and machine safety, and it is the duty of Simersal also to contribute to see how to overcome the situation as a contribution as well as also as an opportunity. So Simersal has also the R&D team, our R&D global team has thought about that and come up some of the solutions to offer some solutions to safeguard ourselves. So
Namji, you can go ahead. We can see the screen well.
sorry, I think there is I think our system got hanged, so slide is not getting changed.
Okay.
Give a minute.
Ramji, we can run it from here also. If you want, we can run it from here, and then you can just say the
Yeah,
next
now I
slide.
think I'm going through this PC, so it's okay.
Okay.
Yes, so hope now it is okay. So first, I would like to highlight about our portfolio.
Ramji, you have to share screen. We can see you, but not the slides. Yeah. Yeah. Now it's fine. Yes.
Yes. Sorry for inconvenience and some interruption from our side. So this is our portfolio, which I would like to highlight here. Yes, so this is our portfolio of the current offering from the Immersal side. So I will not go all the detailed names here, but you can see one by one in the next slides. So first portfolio, that is the assessment. If you see, we have a Technicum division within the company. The Technicum works as an independent entity to support industry as a safety consultant. We have a certified people. So first part, if you see, already we are doing here for a manufacturer of machine. Our main aim is to work all the machine in a safe mode. So we follow this ISO 12102 to do the risk assessment. We follow the European Machine Directive to do the risk assessment of the machines. The next is the operator of the safety. So if you see, our main aim is the man and machine. So we have to look into that to safeguard machine as well as machine who is working on that. And this is being done by following the all ISO standard and machine directives. But if you look at here today, because of this pandemic issue, there is a new things has come up. We call it as an industrial safety ordinance. So you can see the directive 2009/104 EC. Under that machine safety ordinance, this is called inspection protection. So this is a new profile which we have added in our profile to do the assessment for the inspection protection. So these are the new profile which we have added here. What are the things we are doing? I can give you overview about that. One is the observation. So if you look at the observation, when we go to the industry, are here to look at all the situation of entrance, exit, route of the building, sanitary, cafeteria, different places which we see that whether people are working, going inside is in a safe condition. So one is the observation we do. Second part is the common prevention measure. So we also indicate that what are the prevention to be, we made the document, we submit the report, what are the prevention to be taken care to do, like distance between two people, distance between the speaker and teachers. This is not only for industry, we can offer also for the different things like institutes, schools, wearing the mask, whether this is hygiene atmosphere is there, whether product is related to the hygiene. So we do also. So all these things guideline we follow and we give the instruction and report to them. Another also part that by doing all this process, if you look at, there is a new issue can be created. So we also look at that, like if you are putting the sanitizer, we all know the sanitizer is also the flammable things. So a lot of things also can, by doing these all the precautions, everything, this can create another hazard. So we also follow that what are the new issues being created and how to take care. We guide them where to keep all these things, how to maintain these. So these are all the things which we do in the assessment. We provide the detail as well as report to the industry to follow so that it can be complete safe working environment. So this is the one of the profile which we have added, and this is being done under our Technicum division. So I can say new potential hazard has been created due to this pandemic issue, and that is being taken care from our side. So these services can be provided to any kind of industry. As of now, we are focusing more to industry, but can be extended to other workplaces. I think in the Sagar presentation, you might have seen that now today biggest challenge is to go for the physical presence to the industry, visiting to them. But this has come up as an opportunity now, that how to manage the situation and to run the industry in a very proper manner. So we have one software called Expert Eye. So this through Expert Eye, what are the things we can, because today we have a limitation of the visit, large gathering is the limitation. There is so many restrictions, and in this restriction we have to operate. So what we have done, we have Expert Eye software, which we can send the link to the customer. What are the advantage that with this Expert Eye, we can provide all kind of support. Like one is that if you want to do a pre-sales, today we are visiting to that, but pre-sales can be done through this because we are in the engineering sales. We cannot do everything by sitting in the office. But with this software, we can analyze the application. We can see all the operation of the machines. Maybe in the Technicum, we can also see what are how the people are working, how the people are loading the jobs, to see what are the hazards area, to make the proposal. Second part, that after sales support. Suppose our service people, customer wants the service, but they cannot visit. And secondly, they want very fast response. So with this software, we can directly send the link to the customer, and it is a closed loop communication. We can guide where is the exact fault, with the support from our side, guidance from my people, expert people, that we can guide to the people, to the customer, to correct the problem. So this will definitely help industry to expedite, and definitely this is going to be one of the, even if it is a normal situation, we are going to adapt, so that this will save a lot of time. So if you see, this software can be done through mobile, through Mac. This is open. Maybe you can use anything, tablet, PC, smartphone. You can download. Just simply open the loop. A link does not require any license to the customer. License is required at our end, and can provide all kind of support. Even we are also planning to do some services under Technicum through this Expert Eye. So this software going to help to support customer in the current issues. So you can see that Expert Eye is what are the potential solutions, which I have explained, that even need not to travel, we can do all the activities sitting at the office in the same manner like we are giving all services by visiting them. Third, now next product, we call it as a Corona Bumper. Basically, in the pandemic, major issue is to keep the distance, certain distance. But while working, people forget whether I'm keeping the distance of 6 feet, or how long I'm in the contact of this person. So we have come up one solution, how to get the warning. So if you look at here, we have a device which can be even, this is in the two, you can wear in the like a watch, or we can wear like ID card. And there is an app which can be downloaded to the mobile. Through the app, you can program all these parameters. One parameter that you can program the distance. When you are coming to the within that distance, it will vibrate. So it will give the warning that you are in a very close. You can also program the duration, how long, how much time it should vibrate. Then also, if you are in the group, it will also, you can program within how much time it will give the continuous warning. So you'll be able to know that I'm still in the contact. So all the programming can be done, and through that you will be always alert. So this will also protect you to safeguard yourself. Second things, this restriction of the people going inside. Today we are not able to find how many people, suppose in the some especially in the banks, in the institutes, so many places, in the offices, people are getting entry, and we need to know that we have a limitation. We should not allow at a time 10 people, 5 people. So we have another device. We call it it is kind of transmitter and receiver, and This transmitter receiver has all the inbuilt counter. You can set the counter whether you want to allow at a time 5 people, 10 people, or 15 people. Then there is also indication to give whether it is people should go inside, whether inside people is within the limit or out of the limit, so that people can wait outside. You see different indication can be there. There is a buzzer. If there is a exceeded, people are going away. This will allow to go, but if it is exceeding the limit, then there will be buzzer. So there all the warning will be there. So we are providing this solution and connected to this relay. Through this relay, you can define the number of people. This will help you to define whether you want to allow only 5 people or 10 people or 15 people. So if you look at this is easily installed. 230 volt is available socket everywhere. So with this, you can also limit the people going inside any area so that people can save. You cannot have a more gathering inside the offices. So this will help you and other things to protect yourself. Now we are also, why I'm highlighting, I think this is also part of our assessment, which I have highlighted, that when we are doing the hazard assessment for the inspection protection. So all these things, recommendation is going to come to implement that, because implementation is the next part. So these are the something which we highlight to be implemented to safeguard. Now another things, in some of the area, it is difficult to maintain 6 feet to work together. You have to definitely close maybe within 1 feet or 2 feet. So what to do? Then we have a physical barrier here. Like you can see the picture here. We recommend to have a barrier between 2 people so that virus cannot go from this side to other side to infect other people. So we have we call it as a, now I can tell you that in US, in India, I think there is no any standard, but US has already, you see the US Department for Labor Occupational Safety Health, they have come up like OSHA 3990, and we are trying to educate to the people to follow in India, because our technicum division is not only doing the assessment, we are also doing the awareness in the market. We are educating to the people. So by following this standard, we are trying to also follow, even working with the government to implement some of the standard for make it mandatory to do activity. So we are providing this physical barrier between 2 people who is working together. This is in the 2 form. One is the hygiene, another is standard. Like if you see in food and beverage, in pharma industry, hygiene is most important. Plus, if it is not hygiene, then we have a standard provided with the some visible sheets. Now I will request my colleague Mr. Prasant to take over from here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ramji, and good morning, everyone. Ramji has taken a few products which are related to pandemic. What I will be covering are probably simpler products which are very easy to understand. If you see on the system, we are showing a mask. Today, what are the 4 points which we are taking care of when it comes in this pandemic situation? First is use of mask. Probably you, me, and everyone today is trying to follow these parameters as far as possible. First is use of mask. Second is sanitization at each and every place. Third is social distancing, and fourth one is to avoid touch wherever possible. So to start with mask, we have developed some mask for pandemic, and if you see in the photo, it is a modular mask. What is happening today in the market? Most of the people are using masks which are cloth type, which are used for one time and then it has to be thrown off. But as per the guidelines, if you see, one has to use a mask which is at least a 3-layer mask to have adequate protection against this pandemic. But the use of this mask is giving a false sense of protection, and probably one of the reasons for increase in this pandemic. The advantage of Schmerzel mask is it is modular mask. It is not a one-time mask, and it comes in a modular shape wherein we have designed different filters which will give you protection which is probably better than any other mask. This mask is sanitizable, it is cleanable, so it is not one-time mask and you can use it for a longer time. What are few of the advantages? Today, I mean, you find very few masks which are resistant to alcohol, which can be washed, but this is a thermoplastic silicone-based mask which is easily cleanable. We are offering a nose ridge, which gives you a better feeling, which gives you a better protection when it comes to wearing of the mask. The straps which are provided are not to be worn on the ear, so it gives a better comfort also. There are very few masks which provide a space for breathing. In this mask, I mean, you get the space for breathing, so whenever you are using specs, it is more comfortable. This mask is certified. This is CEAM approved mask. The filters which we are providing are effectively 2 mask filters which are accredited as per EN 149. And of course, I mean, it provides all the features with which we can get it approved from BIS also. The other point, the other product what we have designed is a SaniSafe. This is the foot operated sanitizer device. We find these sanitizer devices at each and every place, outside every store, or you can say at any complexes. But most of them, maybe they are not working in, maybe most of them are not working now. They are designed or manufactured about 3 months back, and today they are not operational. What the SaniSafe foot operated device which we have designed, sanitizer device which we have designed, is a heavy duty design. If you see the main features of this sanitizer device, it is a hands-free sanitizer dispenser and in the vertical direction. So the wastage of sanitizer is to a minimum level. It is foot operated device which can give you lakhs of operations, economic, robust, and the tank capacity which is in the tune of about 20 liters. So you can see high volume capacity helps you almost 250 to 300 people in one go to use this sanitizer. Dispensing time is adjustable because this is based on some controller, so we can adjust on the dispensing time depending on the amount of sanitizer that is required. This is a stainless steel powder coated hand sanitizer device, and it is heavy. It is heavy duty. You can say the weight of this sanitizer device is in the tune of about 12 kgs with a base of about 400 by 400. The other advantage which we are offering, this is one sanitizer device which is foot mounted, but we can offer options with cash reveals also. Apart from that, we have developed a sanitizer device which is battery operated also. So you do not need power when or for operation of this sanitizer device if you use battery operated. The third product, the third and fourth point which I was mentioning was related to social distancing and touchless technology. Of course, Schmersal works in a big way in the elevator segment, and there are few products for elevators which we have come up looking at this pandemic situation. We are one of the people who are offering elevator controllers, and we have come up with some upgrades in those elevator controller also. We have come up with upgrades which can communicate with the weight measurement systems. So we can directly control the number of people who will be entering in the elevator. The second part is a control of air ventilation with delta fan and use of UV filters. These are the two products which we have come up. Of course, air ventilation, with air ventilation, you can manage the flow of air, the timing of air, and whereas UV filter can be offered for the safety of elevator as well as people, because this is one of the treatments which is offered in hospitals and it kills this pandemic. Of course, there are pros and cons of this UV filter which can be controlled. The other product which we have come up to avoid touch is a foot switch based elevator product. If you see the photos, we have shown some photos. I'll just go through one small video of 15 seconds to give you a better idea on how it operates. There are a couple of products. This is a product which is a vandal-proof switch, and wherever we need some elegance, this is one switch which can be used. You have to press the button with your foot. The other is a foot switch based design, which is very simple. The advantages of these two is the simplicity and the ruggedness. You can have a lot of offers, different offers in elevator for touchless technology also, but this is one of the most rugged systems. Both of these products can be wired parallel to the COP LOP, so without much of modification, anyone can implement these products in the elevator. The third product which we are working on is a touchless switch buttons, which works on the capacitive touch, and they are already available with us now. The last and not least is voice control. Voice control in elevator. Of course, this is not perfect. Looking at different cultures, different languages, and accent which is used in Indian market. But we offer a voice control device also which works on infrared. If you see, it is manufactured by CMF, which is a partner company with us. What are the key features and limitations? What we offer is a double microphone which filters out normal noise. You can have speaker up to 90 dB. This does not require internet. This does not require SIM card. This is a hardwired device, so it can be implemented in India anywhere. We have already English language as one of the basic languages which is pre-installed, and it works on the activation sensor range of on the infrared. So, as I shown in the last slide, there is one product which will be installed at the LOP at the landing, and the other inside the elevator. So it will sense the presence of the people with the infrared, and it will operate. Of course, there are some limitations like not optimization of people with different abilities, wherein there are special people with hearing or seeing impaired, and there are some manufacturers who already have their serial communication devices, or they have their serial boards which are mounted in the elevator. So it has to be changed before implementation of this. So these are the few products for pandemic which we have come up with. So this is all from my side, and thank you very much. So we are open for questions.
Yeah, thank you very much, Sagar, Ramji, and Prashant, for the excellent presentation on future of machine safety and Schmelz's offering in this pandemic period. I think really very relevant for this present scenario. And let me, on behalf of the German Engineering Federation and all our audience, also congratulate Schmelz on completing 75 years. And it's very encouraging to see how the company has grown from 3 employees to over 150 employees. So congratulations, Sagar, and the entire team also on this impressive growth of Schmelz. Friends, we will take some questions. You can keep on posting your questions in the chat section. So few questions have come up. Let me take it quickly. And so there are a couple of questions on the Corona bumper that has come up. On the Corona bumper. So I'll just, let me start with that. Is there a feature in Corona bumper where settings cannot be changed if it is given to a team by an organization? So who amongst you all would like to take that? Yeah, Ramji? Yes.
So I would like to take, I think this, which I have understood means the setting cannot be changed. The setting which we, you want to have a predefined setting to supply to the industry, and that cannot be changed. You mean to say
Okay.
like this?
So these are predefined settings that cannot be changed. That's what you're saying.
We can supply with the predefined settings, which can be provided by any organization and can be provided by default. So that cannot be changed,
Okay.
and maybe also can be given some user ID and all, so that only authorized person can change something to the ID or something.
Okay.
Yes.
And then there is another question: is the Corona bumper device rechargeable?
Yeah, it is. I think it is not rechargeable. It is a battery operated. The battery life, depending on the usage, around 4 to 6 months. After that, again, you can change. It is a small round battery that can be changed. So it cannot be recharged. You need to replace the battery. As of now, maybe
The
the second version can come up, but as of now, this is not available.
Right. Then we have: can we do risk assessment of the machine remotely from safety expert, using safety expert?
Yes, in fact, that is one of the intentions of this expert app. So instead of going physically in front of the machine, if we have good connectivity at the user's place, it is easily possible to do a basic risk assessment through the expert app. If we need to go into more and more details of the machine, say the lengths of the cards or the gaps and something, we will need additional things, but the basic assessment could surely be done.
Okay. Then there is, let me come back a little bit. We have the Sagar Atmanirbhar slogan of the government, which is, we are talking about making India self-reliant, self-resilient. So the current strategies of Shmaisdal, how can they be aligned to this slogan of the government to make India Atmanirbhar?
Actually, Rajesh, you know that all the managing directors today are being questioned about the next year's budgets, which is a very difficult thing to forecast. But there are some green shoots like this Atmanirbhar. So we are very, very confident that this Atmanirbhar thing will help all the companies who have a manufacturing base here in India. If you go through the documents which have been released, they have nicely categorized the value additions to be done. And if you have a value addition of more than 50%, you can qualify. And the government has already started implementing this. Like any tenders above 300 crores will have only local competitors and something like this. So I'm very sure in terms of Mensal, we are analyzing our products because we have many products where we have value addition over 50. And we have put in a roadmap to have more and more localization to qualify under this. And some of this has already been pushed to us because we were having some products which were having country of origin China. So now we are also looking at those products to be made in India and sourced from India.
Mr. Nath,
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. The products that Ramji and Prashant you have mentioned, the safety products. So the question is, are these products available in India? Can Shmaisdal offer them in India also?
I think as of now, that two products which I will mention, like Sensei, the sanitizer system, that is 100% designed and manufactured in India, and foot switch for elevator. This is also our Indian, but rest other product as of now has been designed, but maybe in the future can be transferred to India as a parallel production.
Okay. Then in the presentation, and especially Sagar, you had also mentioned about digitalization. Now, digitalization is certainly the buzzword in the manufacturing industry, and especially with the pandemic coming into play. So as most of the companies are started thinking to implement digitalization to raise productivity and have smooth operations in this period of calamity. Now, how can Shmaizal help these companies, Sagar, in this process of digitalization?
See, today, as we saw in my presentation, that people and the customers are more aware about their safety roadmap. Once
Right.
we have many customers who have a clear roadmap about safety in terms of digitalization, where they want to go. And this process is a long journey. It has to happen over a couple of years or 2-3 years. What we are doing right now with these companies who are looking for digitalization is we are working with them to make a roadmap and try to fit in the basic things first. Like if the customer is already having a base from which a data can be extracted over the current systems or through cloud, we are trying to integrate it with our high-end sensors. And some of the customers have just started on this digitalization journey. For them, we are introducing our sensors, our basic sensors, which can give not only safety, but also a lot of diagnostic information to them. The other fear which these companies have who are working with us for digitalization is the security of the data, is the management of this data. These are also aspects where we are working with these clients, and we have some ideas and solutions for this, which we are discussing.
Right, right. And Sagar, also in the presentation, I think your presentation as well as from Ramji and Prashant, you have mentioned the phrase man and machine. And as VD, just for your information, VDMA also has the slogan, man-machine progress. So we believe that the man and machine coming together would also lead to the progress of the industry, of the society. So there is a good synergy effect there. Coming back to the questions, Ramji, again, there is a question regarding Corona Bumper. So can the Corona Bumper software be downloaded on smartphones? And can the features be used for vibration or alarms?
It can be downloaded because there is an app. That app can be downloaded in the phone. Basically, app is necessary to do all the setting, like the times and all. So that can be done. But as of now,
Okay.
it is the feature has been added only to vibrate. There is no alarm as of now. But vibration feature has been added.
Right. Then there is, do we have to comply any safety standards for cloud-based application used in machine safety?
See, there are standards, and we will have to follow them. So there are some standards which you have to follow when you try to upload the data. But these are completely different sets of standards with respect to data protection and all. But yes, there are standards which we have to comply and follow.
Okay. Can Expert Eye work for other supplier systems, or can it be integrated with other systems?
Expert Eye basically.
Can Expert Eye be integrated with other systems? Yeah.
Can you repeat this again? I could not understand.
Yeah. This is regarding the Expert Eye, Ramji. So, can Expert Eye work for other supplier systems, or can it be integrated with other systems? I think they're talking if there is some existing systems, can it be integrated with the existing systems, or it is something very exclusive that can be only used with the Shmaizal devices?
Basically, purpose of Expert Eye only to like today we are doing this video conferencing. You send the link,
Right.
I join that. Similarly,
Right.
we have a license for Expert Eye. That is a license services to take. But other end is just I'm going to send a link like you are sending GoToMeeting or a Skype link, anything. Other end, the customer only simply click the things and join into the like in a conference or maybe one-to-one, and no any license, no any system will be required, especially simply she can join from their end. So there is, this is just like an independent system to join anybody by smartphone, by Mac, by anything, with any devices. So there is no limitation that you should do only laptop or Apple phone or Android or any smartphone. It is open for everybody to link with us to get that help from us to after sales support or pre-sales support or basic assessment, anything can be done. So
It's more of a software application.
it is just like a software application like we are doing today through this GoToMeeting.
Okay. Right. Ramji, you also spoke about the Technicum division. Now, how can this Technicum support industries as a one-stop safety solution provider and reckon industry safety standards in India to align with the international safety standards? Could you elaborate a little on that?
Yeah, I think I can tell you the Technicum division within this Immersal has been formed to indicate to the industry as an independent division. So they should not work as like a seller of anything. This team is going to work with the industry as a safety consultant, not as like a promoter of anything. They should only do their main job is they have a 4 pillar. One is the academic, under which they provide all the awareness training seminars. They does the assessment, they does the engineering, and they does the integration. So this is the main profile of that. Under this Technicum, we have a people, if you see, we have around 7 people who are certified because they have to go for training, they have to go for increase their knowledge base and get it certified. There is certain outside people like TUB Randrat, TUB Nord. These people are certifying to the people, we call it as a functional safety engineer. So we are calling them as a functional safety engineer who is certified by them. They give the certificate which is recognized by the industry and their reports are validated to the market. So this Technicum job is going to there to do the assessment and submit the independent report without making any favor like anything you should use Immersal or anything. They will give independent report to assess by the customer and decide what he wants to do. Second job is that they are also responsible to implement. Like in Sagar presentation, you see in future, because today what is happening today, we are doing more and more assessment to the existing machines. But now they are going to do from the design stage, because that is the ideal way to do the assessment. Ideal is that anything assessment should be there when machine is being designed. That can have a very good advantage to the customer to avoid so many issues in the future. So, and then once a report is submitted, the next part is implementation. So that implementation, they also do help to our team as well as to the customer to do the engineering, validate the things, what is the level of safety will be required. Based on the level, they recommend the safety logic and then integrate with the customer system so that machine should work in the safe mode. So basically this Technicum, I can tell you as a whole basket means we prefer to take a turnkey project. Customer only simply giving a machine, please, this is my machine, you have to ensure that the machine should work in a safe mode as per the international safety. And Technicum job is that to follow that and do and also validate. At the end, they also validate what is required during the assessment. We have also done with that. Even they also do the assess if something new hazard has been done. That is one part of the thing. Secondly, even our Technicum team also working with the government or maybe state government. You know, every state government has this authority, Directorate of Health and Safety, Industry Health and Safety. They also work together with them to discuss with them how to improve the safety level of different category like industrial process, robotics, to define something which can align with the industry. We are also working with the Bureau of Indian Standard, and they also indirectly working with the heavy industry. So we also guide them. I think that is the outcome of today. If you see, BIS is adopting all the international safety standard, and we are one of the member in that BIS, the Technicum people, to guide them. What are the improvement required? What are the changes required to have a better safety level? And also they are guiding them to implement in India as a mandatory. Today, whatever there is not a mandatory. Biggest issue in India is that everything is available, but nothing is mandatory. Nothing. You cannot enforce that to implement. It is also choice of customer. But if it is a choice of customer, then it cannot be safe. So we indirectly from the back end, we are also guiding to the state government, this authority as well as Bureau of Standards, so that Indian safety standard can be improved. So this is the whole profile of Technicum, and starting of any safety is the assessment. That is the starting. assessment, then what are the things required, and then how to integrate. So they take complete basket as a turnkey project to do all the activity.
Right. Thank you. Thank you for the detailed explanation, Ramji. I think somewhere it was also mentioned about the standards which are going to be adopted. So the question, last question perhaps is, do we have a list of the 32 standards which is adopted by BIS?
Yes, it is available.
Okay. And then there are a couple of people, Sagar, who have, it was a general thing. Maybe we'll share with you later on. They have asked for possible to share all new technology catalogs for their reference from Shmazal. So I think this you could send it. We'll share the emails and you could send it to them.
Yeah.
So I think with that, we would like to conclude the session. Friends, clearly the world would never be the same again because there will be long-lasting effects of the pandemic. Safety in social life and industry would gain in significance. And I hope this webinar today, organized by VDMA along with Shmazal, would have helped you to give you insights into the future of machine safety and the safety offerings from Shmazal. I would like to thank all our attendees today, and just for your information, Sagar, we had more than 175 people who joined the session today. So I think the topic was very relevant and really very well attended, and people from various sectors have attended this. I would like to conclude with a quote from Charles Schwab, the steel magnate who was born in 1862. He said, "It is my sincere wish and hope that the day will come when protecting arms of universal safety will spread over all industry and reach all the millions of workers who make the industry possible." So thank you, friends. Thank you, Sagar, Prashant and Ramji for the excellent presentations. And thank you all the participants who have joined us in large number. Stay safe, stay well, and above all, stay connected and use the safety products of Shmazal. So thank you. Have a nice weekend, friends. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah.